All right, we have head coach Tyson Helton. Coach will open it up with a statement, and then we'll jump into questions.
I think it's a Monday today for practice purposes, Thursday in reality. But today we'll be on the field practicing, getting ready for FIU. Had a good bye week, got some extra work in, got to focus on ourselves, try to correct some of the things that we need to get better at. Good FIU football team that's coming in to play us. Big physical football team. And, we need to play very, very well. Be great to be back home after being on the road for 2 consecutive games. Looking forward to being on national TV on a Tuesday night. Should be fun. So with that said, questions?
Yeah, not only with a Friday night game, but you guys come back to the mini fall break. How much was your schedule disrupted by it?
Really not at all. Our guys were here. We stayed on the same schedule. Gave them a couple off days coming off the game. Gave them 2 days off, and then got right back into the swing of things. And I'm a routine guy, and our staff's the same way. So we just stayed on our same routine, and was good. We got to focus on football the whole time. I know a lot of people got some time off, but it's football season for us, so it's all ball all the time. So it was good to get the work in, so I know we got better from it.
Coach, you talk about being a fourth quarter team, but I feel like this game against Delaware was all the third quarter. Talk to me about how you guys just came out differently after the half.
Well, first of all, I thought our defense really did a great job of, keeping us in it. We didn't get very many opportunities in the first half offensively, 3 drives, I think. Turned it over on the first drive. And when we got the opportunities in the second half because of our defense, then we started getting momentum going. And then I love defensive touchdowns. Those are the best. And so when Karan was able to get the interception for a touchdown, that was huge. And that really put us on a whole nother level, and was able to get the win from there. So hopefully we can keep doing that.
Coach, you have 2 first-year defensive coordinators. Can you talk a little bit about the growth of that unit in the first 6 weeks?
Yeah, really, I think you look at starts with our leaders of that defense and our coordinators, and Devon Brown and Davis Merritt. This will be their 3rd season here with us. So, those guys have always, there wasn't much of a change or a transition when Coach Summers left, to be quite honest with you. I think there was a great culture established. Part of that has to do with Coach Summers. And then those 2 coaches are a part of that culture, and I think they've now elevated that culture, and they put their own stamp on it. And a lot of new faces, obviously, and hats off to them because they were able to get those guys together, get them bonded. They love to play the game, and, I'm looking forward in the second half of this season, really watching those guys hopefully take it to a whole nother level. Like I said, we can get so much better as a team. Hopefully we will. But our defense coordinators, both Devon Brown and Davis Merritt, are doing a great job.
Of course, this ends on a last-second field goal. I can remember another time you were involved in one of those in the First Responder Bowl in 2019. I was just wondering, what's your history as a coach with dealing with those, either on the winning side or the losing side?
I've been a part of several of them. It's fun when you win. That's all I know. For us, at the end of the day, it's just, we have a saying, just win, and whatever it takes. So that game was the epitome of that. We did whatever it took to win, and we found a way to win. So, but it's always good to come out on the winning side on those scenarios.
Coach, last week you talked about how you were happy with where you were as a football team, but this game against Delaware was going to be a really big step for you guys. How do you kind of evaluate what the next big step is for you?
Well, I think, again, I talk all the time, a season is a marathon. Nobody remembers what you did midway through the season. They just remember your full body of work. And so hopefully in this second half of the season, we continue to improve on our body of work, and we look back and say, hey, that was a really, really good season. And we got a lot of growth still to do, like I said. We've worked on those things. Have tremendous respect for FIU. They've had about the same time off as we've had. They've got to evaluate themselves and see what they need to do better and what they can tweak and fix. So, when there's kind of 2 football teams, you hear it all the time. There's the guys that are kind of the early front runners and everybody wants to talk about them, and then all of a sudden here comes this team, and they're finishing strong late in the season, and you want to be that team that finishes strong late in the season. And so it starts with this game with FIU, and hopefully we put it all together and get the W.
Coach, with FIU's record being what it is, how are you keeping these guys in the right headspace to not overlook an opponent like that with this still being conference play?
Yeah, we don't ever overlook anybody, and certainly not FIU. They're a good football team. They're a big physical football team. They're a good-looking football team. They've played good football teams. I mean, you look at their past 2 games. They played Delaware, which I have tremendous respect for as well. That's an excellent football team. Have to go to UConn, which is a very, very good football team. So, you look at that FIU again, they're sitting here with a lot to play for, and they're going to come in here and be ready to go try to win a football game. And so our guys worry about ourselves and focus on what we need to do to go win games and be ready to go play. And you just don't ever assume you're just going to show up and hopefully go make it happen. It's the preparation, it's the process, it's the work that you put into it. Hopefully you're game ready, and then you go put a great body of work out there on the field come game time.
Coach, obviously looking back at Delaware's third quarter was such a big part, but in the fourth quarter as well, Cole Maynard really stepped up to the plate. It seemed like they're late, trapping Delaware back at their 5, and ultimately I think led to that late game field goal. What's it been like for you maybe seeing Cole develop throughout the season and seeing him continue to step up in big moments? Yeah,
it's been huge. I mean, to change the field position like he has, and the top punter in the country or right there in the top 2 or 3, he's been fantastic for us. And that was that last drive, on third down, it was 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, something like that. I knew if we didn't convert it that Cole would still change the field. And so we were able to run some time off the clock there, and I didn't want to risk an incomplete pass. And part of that had to do with Cole, and being able to say he can change the field position. Part of it had to do with our defense, me having faith in our defense that they can go out there and get it done. And so all those things fell into place. And again, it goes back to your preparation, right? And we go through a lot of different scenarios during the season, and that's one of them. And Cole really stepped up to the plate, and then Jalen Emery made a fantastic tackle down there that pinned him down there towards the end zone. So that was great to see.
Well, this game on Tuesday, y'all's one midweek game at home. Just how excited is it to have that game on a Tuesday and the exposure it gives Western? Yeah,
it's great. Anytime we can get our brand out there, be on national television. Last night, I had an opportunity to take my 2 boys out to dinner and had a good meal, and there was Missouri State, Middle Tennessee playing on the TV, and I said that'll be us next week, and so it's great exposure for our brand and our program, and so we'll take advantage of every opportunity we get when in those scenarios.
Speaking of brand, too, new decal concept unveiled today. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the Zombieland.
Yeah, did we release it? Okay, great. It's great. We've our administration and everybody, our creative team, they've done such a fantastic job over the years, and really have, I say brand all the time. They've elevated our brand, and so that was really neat. I'm not that guy, so I'm not the creative mind. So when they bring it to me, I'm like, yeah, that looks great. You think people will like it, and for several years they have. So it's neat. It's part of the college game, that's a part of it. And we got the greatest mascot in college football in Big Red, and so anytime we can feature Big Red on our helmet, we love to do do that.
Can we get your good Zombieland? Do you practice it?
I do it, but I'm awful at it. I don't. Yeah, that's me on Zombieland. So I did it one time for the players, and they thought it was the greatest thing ever. I don't know why, but they thought it was great. So I just tell our players all the time, when you do it, don't do it towards the other team. Do it towards our sideline. Celebrate with your team. Sometimes people get caught in the crossfire. We got a personal foul last year at Sam Houston. Upton came up with a huge interception and popped up, started doing it, and he happened to do it towards their sideline, got a personal foul. So, we talk about those things all the time, but it's a fun part of the game, right? and to be able to have that to be kind of your thing is pretty cool.
Awesome, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.